Good morning. Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. Today it's going to be squash fritters with a little bit of onion in it. And I'm going to use these yellow squash, garden squash. They're plentiful at this time of year, so if you've got a bunch of them and you're tired of eating them fried or boiled or sauteed, let's try squash fritters. Do I have a recipe? Heck no, I don't have a recipe for a lot of things. But what I'm going to do is make like a pancake batter, not sweet but savory, you know, with salt instead of sugar in it, and incorporate these into my batter. So let me get right back with you. Let me reposition the camera and I'll be right back with you. All right, we're back. I'm going to take these yellow squash and of course cut the ends off of them. If you've got any and you notice maybe some brown spots, I don't know, let me see if I got any. Oh yeah, here's one right here. That's where it laid over a leaf or the other stem. Doesn't hurt a thing. So just enjoy it. Eat these things. They're good for you. They taste good. They're a little bit sweet. I've had casseroles made out of them. My favorite are fried, but it's not my cardiologist's favorite. So I try to do my part. It's hard, but I try to do it anyway. All right, let's see here. I've already washed these, of course, made sure they were nice and clean. I hunted these down. Well, they say catch, clean, and cook. Well, I caught these in Walmart. So anyway, what I'm going to do, put these out one at a time. I'm going to cut these probably into 4 segments here. You can use a box grater. I don't feel very boxy this morning, so I'm just going to kind of slice them into some manageable pieces. And that way I can get these cut down, because my next step is going to be to cut them up in small pieces, smaller pieces, with some onion, and cross cut them and put them in the microwave for maybe a minute until they get soft before I add them to my, I really don't know what to add, how much, but heck, I guess I just put the whole thing. If I have some left over, I'll make enough batter to have some left over. It'll freeze. I don't want anything to go to waste. These are good and firm. This one's getting a little soft up in here, but it's fine. For what we're going to use it for, it'll be perfect because I want it softened anyway. One more. If you're a squash fan, you know these are really good and sweet. If you're not a squash fan, please try these. I think you'll enjoy. Come on. Get this cut all the way through here. There you go. And if you've got a garden, here it is, late August, you know that these babies are coming on strong in the garden right now. I mean, it's the time of year, if you had one little plant, you would be overrun with squash. So I got me some eggs over here that I'll make my batter with. So what I'm going to do is start chopping these little cross sections, all kind of the same size. I mean, they definitely don't have to be perfect. Just cut them down in little manageable pieces. Like I said, they're going to be soft because I'm going to run them through the microwave. And I got the rest of these doing. I've not got the best knife skills in the world, but I do have all my fingers, so I'll just bring you back when I've got them all cut up. All right, back with you again. You can see I've got all the squash chopped up in manageable pieces. There's going to be way too many. I will put some of these just in a Ziploc bag. Bring this back over here. I'll put some of these just in a Ziploc bag and fill it up full of water, non-cooked. They'll freeze like that. When I get ready to use them, just thaw them out and they're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and take some of these out right now. Let's see here. I just don't need that many. All right. So you can see I've got about a half a bowl left. Now my onion. I've had this onion in the fridge for a couple of days. This is sweet onion. I want to cut them fairly small pieces. Matter of fact, I've got a box grater over here. I think I'll run it through the box grater. I'll use that later. I just want the taste of onion. I don't want a lot of. I'll save that slice to eat with some beans or on a sandwich. I love turkey. I made an onion and lettuce on a turkey sandwich. It's so good. Let's see how much we got here. Not a lot. That's okay. It doesn't take a lot of onion to make a lot of flavor. This is really minced real fine. But it's going on down. I think that's going to be plenty. Get my leftovers here. Let's see here. The box grater does a great job with these. It minces it up so fine. Let me get it out of here so you can see it. I mean, just barely see it here, but that'd be a great flavor. You won't have to add any kind of a powdered onion or anything. All right, stir this around. Yeah, I just use one tool. Put a little bit of butter with this when I saute it. I'm not going to put any oil into my pancake batter or mixture, whatever you want to call it. Spatula here. My fritter batter. I learned the name for it. Like I said, I don't have a recipe for this. It's just, this is called cooking by the seat of the pan. It should work though. I mean, it really should. Because I just want to make pancakes, savory pancakes with the wonderful taste of yellow summer squash. And these are called crookneck squash. There's all kinds of names because there's all kinds of varieties. They all kind of look the same. Get this in the microwave. Oh goodness, that's a stretch for the old dude. I'm gonna put it on 2 minutes this morning. And I'll be right back with you when this is cooked. All right, while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my squash put up for safekeeping for next time. So yellow. Yeah. to you raw, so I know it's not cooked. And today's date, I don't even know what today's date is. I know what it is. It's August 2023. That's good enough. My handwriting's terrible, sorry. I guess that all that matters is I can read. Yeah, and I use these erasable pen markers. They do great on plastic. They don't erase off, and I can use them on, I've got a dry erase board that I'll leave myself notes on. This bag is a little overkill, but that's okay. I'm gonna put water in it. Easy to deal with. And when this is finished, or when I get the water in it, I will lay it out flat. Let me get some water and put it in. Alright, let's see here. And I've got a water filter. So I put filtered water in my bags when I freeze vegetables. I learned this to do with deer meat. And we used to dove hunt a lot, and we would kill a bunch of doves and process them. We couldn't eat them all, of course, at one time. My dad would do fish, dove meat, deer meat, all kinds of things like this. And they literally will last for years when they're frozen in water. If you've never tried this and you get a good deal on some fresh vegetables, especially like this, the yellow squash, and what I do, I squeeze out a lot of the air, make sure it's sealed good, and then I will lay them on in the freezer just like this. They'll freeze a long package. In a couple of 3 hours, I'll go in there and pick that up and stand it up, and it's ready to go. All right, let's see here. Get this out of the way. See how my squash are doing up here. I believe they're ready. They smell like hot squash. There you go. I know it's a hassle that, for me, that I'm in a chair cooking. I never expected to be like this. I woke up this morning thinking about years ago in August, I would be getting ready to head to the land where I used to guide. I guided on a ranch at Fort McCavitt, Texas. Well, one of the places I worked all over the place as a guide. I'm going to stir this around. It needs a little bit more cooking. And anyway, we would go down in August and get ready, because both seasons started in October. So we're only 45 days away, so we would head down there. I was laying in bed looking outside the daybreak this morning thinking, man, I used to do that, and I miss that. But I have the memories. I know I physically can't do that anymore. I mean, I could make the rye, but I couldn't get out and work. I can't handle the heat anymore. But I am thankful. I came home last year right at Thanksgiving after being in the hospital and rehab for 2 months. And you talking about what a Thanksgiving that was. I was thankful to be home. I was on a walker, barely getting around. And look at me now. I take the trash can out to the street, and I'm still slow walking, but I'm walking. And you know, they had tried to fit me for a permanent wheelchair when I was in rehab, and I didn't. I just had to reach down low and say, this ain't for me. Maybe one day, but not today. So anyway, like I said, it's a hassle sitting down cooking, and I can stand up and cook, but it's just easier sitting down. So let me cook this a little bit, and I'll bring you right back. All right, back with you. This took about 4 minutes. I checked it with a knife, and they're real tender. You can literally go through and cut it down. But I got a tater masher, put it in a food processor, but I want some of the squash to look like squash pieces. That's the whole deal of it. And yes, it's hot. So just take it, mash it down until you get it to the point that you want it. I want some squash looking particles in it. Say I don't have a recipe for this. I looked online. I couldn't find a recipe for the way I'm doing it. So it's got a pretty good bit of liquid in it. I'm going to add a little bit more butter because I'm not adding any oil like you would on a pancake mix. Let's see here. I know it looks like a lot of butter, but I've got to, I'm cooking with straight cornmeal. Well, it's Martha White cornmeal mix. It's hot rice. So it's got flour and everything in it. This cools down pretty quick because I've got to put eggs in here, and I don't want scrambled eggs and squash, even though that might be pretty good. Just never know. That's why I love cooking. Besides making a mess, get to experiment. All right. Add a little pepper. There's my pepper deal. Have probably about 2 large squash. I'm gonna put about a 1/4 teaspoon. See that? I'll be like Justin Wilson. That was kind of an old trick that he did. And I need some salt in here, I know for sure. I've got some really good sea salt. I can't even pronounce it. So it's elephant salt, I think it's what that means. It's in Spanish. A friend of mine gave me this, and it's kind of big flake. I've only opened it one time. Let's see, I don't know if you can see the flakes in my hand here, and they're big crystals. I'm not going to put a lot in it. Yeah, I try not to over salt anything. If it needs some salt, it can be added at the end. So there goes my elephant salt. If anybody's ever used this, let me know, and let me know how it's pronounced. It looks like elephant salt. In Spanish, the back word is the first word, and I think S-A-L is salt, so maybe elephant sauce. But let me know if you've ever used any of this, if you have it in your pantry. I have. I put it on eggs. It's really good. It's great addition. Oh, where's, get all my pepper mixed up through here. All right. Get this baby going. I'm getting excited. All right. I'm just going to use 1 egg. I think that's all I need for this amount. I brought 2. That's because I wasn't sure. Grab a spoon or whisk or something. I'll be right back with you. Oh, goodness. All right. The old dude coming back over. Didn't want to leave y'all too long. My phone does not track me like a lot of people have a phone that will track you when you're walking. All right, so I'm just going to beat this up. Just want to mix it up thoroughly. I use a fork for this little bit of amount. And I'm going to use buttermilk. So I'm going to incorporate the buttermilk in here. Let me shake this up a little bit. Now I'm gonna put a little bit in here just to cool it off. Buttermilk straight out of the fridge. Been out for about 20 minutes. I love using buttermilk to cook with. I love drinking buttermilk in the evening. Just getting me a glass full. It's good for you. I know a lot of people say, oh, no way. But yet they drink yogurt and it's the same thing. It's just no sugar added. So anyway, let's try this. Here goes our egg in. Get that mixed in before it decides it wants to start cooking my egg and making a omelet. All right. Here's my Martha White. How much am I going to put in a Martha White? Heck, I don't know. I don't have a recipe. I'm dyslexic. You can follow my lead, and there's probably going to be a half a cup. I don't know, maybe a cup. I just don't know. We won't know until we get there. This is Martha White self-rising cornmeal. Hot rice. I don't know what the difference is on hot rice. And I want this thin enough that I could scoop it out with like a portion dipper, like you would potatoes and stuff like that. And I want it still pliable enough to be like pancake mix. I want it to go across the stove a little, you know, when I put it on my grill. I'm gonna grill these on a hot griddle this morning. These will be for dinner tonight. I don't know what consistency I'm looking for. I think I'll find it when I get there. Maybe a little bit more cornmeal. If it doesn't turn out to make patties, it'll turn out to make something, and I think it'll be good. I actually first thought about making cornbread with yellow squash, like they do like they do cream style corn, putting it in, and some Mexican style cheese. Oh, I think this is pretty close right here. You can see the texture and the consistency. If you were dropping this on, it would kind of spread out. So, yeah, I think that'll be good. Let me get some of this stuff put up, and I'll get the camera relocated to the grill area. And in my buttermilk, oh, it went past date about 3 months ago. When I get down to about this much buttermilk, I just add regular milk and put it back in the fridge. There's enough live cultures in here, it turns itself back into buttermilk again. It never goes bad. If you smell of it and it just doesn't smell right, it's bad. But it always smells like buttermilk, and what you're smelling is the enzymes working. So look at it. If you got mold around the top, that's not good. Throw it away. I mean, it's for $2, it's not worth getting sick over. But I like using it. It replenishes itself. So anyway, enough of the old dude tricks. I'll be back with you in just a minute to a different part of the kitchen. Alright, I'm back with you. I've got my griddle. Whether it's a cast iron pan or whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got this, so I like to use it, especially on islands like this. I've got it on medium heat. You can see I can touch it so it's not red hot. It's getting there. Now I use butter flavored spray. I was able to see this good. I don't have a lot of good lighting over here. Maybe I don't invest in some lighting one of these days. I don't know. I just do this so my kids, once I'm dead and gone, they can look and say, oh, here's a little pawpaw cooking. Alright, let's see here. I just got a spoon. I don't know what size it's going to take. But I'm going to just start dropping them out. I don't think it's anything fancy. There's fritters, so I don't think it has to be. It's corn fritters. I don't think it is supposed to be fancy, matter of fact. I want a good crisp bite on it. It looks like it's going to make 4 of them. A little bit more here. A little bit more here. Get all the good stuff out. Now it smells like cornbread cooking. I'm going to turn these down to about medium. I wanted them to hit the grill hot, so it would cook over on the bottom side. Like I do the same thing with pancakes. I put them on when it's hot, and then I turn the heat down. I like that crust that kind of builds. Let me go get a spatula, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I'm back with you. Got my handy dandy spatula. It's something I've always done. Somebody told me years ago to dip it in butter, but I use butter spray. They can spray your spatula on both sides. One thing, it'll slide up under your pancake scutter, or cakes, or whatever you're making. It's not going to hurt to get on top of them. Just take a peek underneath and see what they look like. Oh man. They look good. I can see bacon, pieces of sausage going in these bad boys, all types of things. Goodness. I thought they might turn out like pancakes or whole cakes. Let them cook even on lower at this time. I'll turn it on down. Yes, I'm having my buttermilk. It's great for gut health, as they say. Growing up, we made our own buttermilk and sour cream and all that. The word gut health never even in our family. I never heard of that until the last few years. Gut health. But we drink good stuff. We drink water out of the water hose. It didn't kill it. We had a well. That's where our water came from anyway. It was artesian well, really deep, 800 something foot. And it kind of had a mineral taste to it. It was great for making tea dough. On a cold day or a hot day out in the field and you want some cold water, and just straight out of the faucet is great. Just see the bottom of it, see how they're cooking out. When they're ready, I want to turn back on that now. Because on a cold skillet, or a cold grill, food is harder to get off. It's easier once it's cooked and crushed over like this. That makes it a lot easier to get back off the grill. I don't see anything mashing out of it. This is the thickest one here. I don't see anything. Spray this force down again. I'm sure you could do it with like a cast iron skillet with some bacon grease in it would be really good. Let's check under here. Oh yeah. That bad boy is coming off the top. Messed up on the side there. Oh, I have to eat that to get rid of the evidence that it messed up. I just you see it through, it's popping off now. Now that smells wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Get this turned down. turn just the vent fan on low. That way my fire alarm don't come on. Let me reposition this camera a minute. I'll be right back with you. Alright, I'm back with you. Got the camera to a different location. Hopefully it's got a little bright light on it. Bring the camera down so you can see my finished product here. They look really good. Now, the truth. Let me get the messed up one. And they all look good. I'm going to get the thicker one. Ah, man, I need a pair. Need some hot mittens on. They're still hot. Turn this vent hood down. I just bet these would be wonderful with some chow chow. I don't know if y'all know what chow chow is, but it's a green tomato relish that everybody had years ago. Let's see if I can get this down so you can see me take a bite of this. So if you see me fall out of the chair in a funny face, you'll know it didn't taste good. So. It's crunchy on the exterior. It's soft like a squash casserole in the center. And it's #1 yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh my God. Got it with a little country boy buttermilk. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man. I'm gonna tell you, that's really good. You get the taste of the squash, no doubt. But it's like cornbread squash all together. Cornbread fritters with squash, or squash fritters with cornbread. I don't know what you call it. I just know I call it good. So thank you very much for joining me today. Please would you subscribe to my channel. It helps get more views. And leave me a comment to say, hey, I saw you. I'm going to try this recipe or whatever. Or if maybe you've done the recipe, I don't know. Like I said, it flung up on me this morning that I might want to try this. And it's really, really good. So subscribe, leave me a comment. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up for the old dude. I know I'm not some 25-year-old kid and jumping all over the place and making faces and singing, or a woman that's, got 14,000 cookbooks out. But I am a grandpa, and I am a good cook, and I cook good for my family. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for being part of this journey with me. Hope to see you next time. Questions about measurements on any of this food, let me know. It was 2 squash. I cut them up with a little bit of onion, cooked it in the microwave until everything was soft. Took and mashed it with tater masher. Added 1 egg to get everything going, a little bit of buttermilk, and put my complete cornbread mix in. I'm sure you could use other brands. Enough buttermilk to get it so you could put it on the skillet or the grill to make pancakes. I'm telling you, it was so, so good. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.